All right, I'm gonna try to talk about my feelings about the Kelly Rohrbach situation. I feel a number of things about it. One is real irritation that my life continues to be as difficult as it is. You know, this might be kind of a lengthy video. It's interesting because she has, education-wise, exactly the kind of thing that I wanted when I was her age. Whether or not it would have turned out to be the best thing for me, I don't know. I mean, by now, after everything that I've seen about the entertainment industry, I guess I can certainly feel glad that I didn't have like the financial resources or however it is that she got through, you know, Georgetown, and then also got to study drama in England. I don't, you know, it seems to me, oh, look at this. He's just staring right at me out the window. Look at that. You know, follow me right around and then staring right at me out the window. Yeah. Yeah, so it's exactly the kind of thing that I would have liked to be able to have, right? And couldn't for various reasons. But it's jealousy is an interesting concept. Jealous. I don't know that I'm jealous. She has the kind of education that I wanted at the time when I was her age, you know, and a few years before that, you know, like around that same, you know, my late teens, early 20s, you know, she got what I would have liked to have had. And yet, you know, if you really want to, the final analysis of it, you know, at the time in my life, you know, 10, 15 years later, when I don't know, I mean, what other opportunity could I have asked for? You know, 5 years ago, there was probably no opportunity in the entertainment industry that wouldn't have been available to me, except I felt like I shouldn't take them. You know, it just felt off to me. Something felt wrong, and then it was proven to me how really seriously wrong so many things about that industry are. Oh, look, it just happens to be a mailman. Yeah, I suppose could be coincidence that he's around. Yeah. So, and I declined. Have declined all of those opportunities so far, and she hasn't. So that's, you know, I mean, that's something to feel. What am I going to say about that? You know, I mean, I didn't know much about the entertainment industry when I was her age and younger. And who knows what terrible thing I might have ended up being or doing if I had actually gotten the things that I wanted at that time. You know, it's interesting because certainly the way that I looked, the way that I felt, the way that I was at that age, it's kind of funny to think about it now. You know, like 30, 50 pounds overweight from psychiatric medication, sleeping all the time, acne all over. You know, like this is like, you know, miserable. Socially not off altogether. Just really sort of just very thrown. I was very thrown by what had happened to me. You know, being in the hospital, all that stuff. Someone that Leonardo DiCaprio certainly at that time would have had no interest in whatsoever. You know, and then if I had stayed that person, he probably wouldn't have ever been interested in me ever in his life. You know, it's kind of interesting. It's interesting how that is. You know, so I think it's kind of trite to talk about. Oh, if I hadn't been through the things that I've been through, I wouldn't be the person I am today. That would be all right. You know, about a lot of things in my life. There's many things in my life that I think I would be much happier if they had never happened to me. But anyway, yeah. So that's I guess, you know, I mean, it's. I feel also kind of reluctant to just like make things very, 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 very difficult for her, because she does have an education. She's obviously intelligent. You know, is she morally skewed? So it would seem. You know, like they all are, really. I think, and then also things still continue to be so very, very difficult for me. I mean, they're just, I don't need a lot of money. It's not a lot of money that would make my life better at this time. Yeah, I mean, I suppose more money makes anybody's life easier. But what I really need more than anything else is to have just the constant obstacles stop getting thrown in my path. I mean, I am really in danger of losing my voucher. You know, I've had a lot of extensions for it. I think they're gonna stop giving me extensions. If they're not gonna get, I mean, if they stop giving me, and I haven't had any success whatsoever getting a place to live. Have had none. right? And it's going to be, it's about a month away. It's the expiration date for the latest extension, and it's just not, you know, I mean, to not even be able to be at the poverty level. It's not just a question of not having money. It's a question of like not being able to live. I can't live. I can't survive. So that's where my bitterness tends to. That's what my real bitterness tends to be about. In addition to just the really sleazy things these people are involved in, they're all involved in those things, right? So there's always a hope that they'll improve, that they'll do better. And it would be nice if they did. And in the meantime, I wonder if people would just stop beating up on me. You know, I mean, I am like pinned down like a bug, right, to a piece of styrofoam with like a pin through my back. I am totally pinioned by the conglomerate, right? And so it's not just a question of, well, these people have so much money and so much freedom and can do whatever they want and choose to do bad things. You know, all of that, the choosing to do bad things part would already make me angry. Would already make me angry, even if my ability to do anything at all weren't also being just harmed every day, seriously threatened every day. I got evicted last year. I never should have gotten evicted. There was no reason for me to get evicted. I didn't do anything wrong, you know. And yet there it is on my record. My internet search results are terrible. There's nothing I can do about them. People are still abusing me every day. People think ill of me. There's all the videos of me out there, you know. And if I can't get a place to live, I'm probably going to be just abused anywhere and everywhere that I go. If I can even get it all. I mean, look at what's happening to me with all this, so many schools, you know, around the Boston area. This is ridiculous. So that's it's jealousy is not really. It's not really the issue, you know. I mean, it's more a question of like, wow, look at what this, you know, 25-year-old woman is doing with the types of advantages that I would have liked to have had at her age, you know. And that's not atypical, because that's what happens in that industry, you know. I mean, you kind of have to be a bad person to a certain extent to survive it, you know, to get work, because it's so corrupted. I mean, everything about it is so corrupted. And here I am, and all I'm trying to do is just do normal things, you know, have a place to live, be able to go to work, be able to go to school, you know, and I can't even do those things. I can't do them. And in the middle of all this, I'm being treated like I'm a bad person, right? 1DV727, and that's the source of my anger, right? That's the real source of my anger, my bitterness about it, for sure.